All right, testing, testing, one, two, three, testing, testing. All right, so greetings, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well within your space and time. So it's been quite some time since the last time we spoke, and so I'm glad to be here with you all. And so I'm sure you all are going to make some comments there. Let me know how you're doing. And so this is just some updates that I felt most definitely needed to be announced right now. Dr. Blair's born day is February 13th. And on that day, I'm going to be on the King Shyman Show. And we're going to be going over just the life of Dr. Delbert Blair, right? And how he meant to all of us and so forth. That show will be about an hour long. The details of that will be on the Patreon, will be on the website, and on YouTube soon. So just be aware of that. Now, we have quite a few classes going on right now. We have the free Tesla classes. It's literally free. This upcoming weekend, we're actually moving much faster than I even thought. And this weekend, we should have maybe 2 or 3 Tesla towers actually finished. So you all are going to see video of the students with the tower and putting the light bulb next to it and the light bulb lighting up and so forth. So these are happening at the center. Only thing I ask is that you are consistent. I get every once in a while one may miss a class, but ideally you want to be consistent. All right. And so, again, this class was free here at the center. Shout out to everybody who has been a part of that Tesla class. And yeah, so you all will get some updates on that in the future. So there's 2 new books that you all should know about. One book came out over a month ago. The other one came out a few days ago. All right. And so the first book here that came out a little over a month ago is called A Framework for the Future. Okay, A Framework for the Future. This is an extremely important book. We see that how AI is affecting the world around us, right?
Amazon is to lay off an additional 9,000 workers. CEO Andy Jassy announcing the cuts in an internal email that has been released today. Joining us now, Bloomberg Technology co-anchor Ed Ludlow. Ed, where are the cuts coming and why are they coming?
They're coming because leaders of the company looked at the year ahead. They had strategy and planning meetings, and this is 9,000 additional cuts broadly on top of the 18,000 which they started enacting at the end of last year. So 27,000 will be the number cut all told based on this morning's announcement.
You can't miss it. All types of things are happening on the global scale. So from geopolitics, governmental, down to the day-to-day economics of people's jobs and so on and so forth, right? We can't miss this. Well, this is not a book to like teach you how to use AI. There's tons of tutorials on YouTube and on the internet for that kind of stuff. This is a policy book, all right? So what I mean by that is that we see how AI is going, and it seems to be like no consideration of the humans that are being affected by these transitions that are taking place around us. And guess what? If humans are not considered in this process, as time keeps going on, it's going to be really bad for all of us. And so it's essential that we not only know what is happening with AI, not only in the book, I'm actually giving you examples of algorithmic suppression. That's what I call algorithmic suppression, and other not so good things that have been happening behind the scenes the last few years to cause chaos, and many of you don't even know that it's taking place, that it's AI or just algorithms that are controlled by nefarious forces that are causing all types of problems. Maybe some of you may have a business and you're paying money for marketing and so on and so forth, and you're not getting any reach whatsoever. Well, you may be subject to algorithmic suppression and don't even know it. So this gets into all of those types of terms. It gets into the definitions I'm going to describe to you, give you examples, even show you actual cases that have happened in the news in the real world that have caused uproar as far as for humans kind of like fighting back, you can say, against many of these corporations that are causing a lot of the problems that we are experiencing today. So many of you will want that. The next title that came out literally less than a week ago is Identifying and Countering Behavioral Influence in Engineered Narratives. So what this deals with, it gives you a deep detail. Again, it's a manual, you can say. One moment here, I'm knocking stuff over. It goes into great detail, and it's a manual about how manipulation is utilized, how we are affected by manipulation. For example, most people, and I'm talking about 90% plus of people, are not seeing reality for what it is, and that's literally. All right. Why is this? It's because our environment, you could say the matrix, right? But the environment and so forth has been constructed through the manipulation of behavior without many of our consent. But you're going to learn how this happens, right? So, like, for example, through the FATE method, that's FATE. F is focus, A is authority, T is tribal or tribalism, E stands for emotion, right? And so let me give you an example of manipulating your behavior through the E, emotion. An example of that would be, we have to do this here because just think of the children. We have to do this because of the children, right? And so that's manipulating your emotional tie to children, which represent innocence and so on and so forth, right? That's an easy one. Tribalism. We just got through a major presidential campaign, right? Left versus right, Republican versus Democrat, right? And so that's tribalism, right? To get one side to fight against another. Again, this is behavior manipulation due to the different companies, people, and other entities that I have worked with over the years. This is pretty much behavior tradecraft, right? So I'm giving you pretty much the secrets of manipulation techniques. And again, it's not just for people to learn what's happening to them, but also give you examples of what you can do, all right? As far as how can you use emotion in a positive way, right? You may actually have something legitimately going on that is emotional, and you want it to affect the people in such a way so that maybe they can support you or whatever needs to happen. It gets into details of all of that, right? So as you see here, the moment you've opened up the book, it's getting straight into the meat of it. This is not like giving you a bunch of fiction, okay? It's getting straight into it, the meat of it, as they say, back to back to back to back to back. So this is literally, again, it's giving you examples nonstop. So let me give you another one here. Authority, right? What is, again, it's the FATE method, FATE. An appeal to authority would be, for example, a doctor in the white garment gets on camera and says you should do this or do that, right? That's an authority figure, right? Also, maybe even a police officer, right, or the president, right? But another authority figure that people don't necessarily think about much is celebrities. Now, not a celebrity is not going to necessarily appeal to a whole group of people, but if one wants to affect a certain group of people, they'll use a celebrity that has, you could say, influence over that group of people, and they will use that as the authority figure to say, hey, you need to go do this or whatever it may be. And it works. It works much more than many of us actually realize, right? So again, this is identifying and countering behavior influence and engineered narratives. And so again, this goes deep into many of those topics. Both books you can find on your on Amazon. You can find on Barnes Nobles and other major book suppliers, or you can get it directly from us at the Metacenter. All right. So shout out to everybody. Talk to many of you all soon. Hope to see some of you at the Tesla class so you can build your Tesla tower. And other than that, phone call away, 708-668-4909. Talk soon. Take care.